right, Grease is the word. Have you heard? I have. It's got groove. It's got feeling. All right. Let's bring in the grooviest fucking guy I know. All right. Down there in Alabama, I guarantee you he had a leather jacket phase, as did I. All right. I bet you at some point he carried a comb around. He probably thought that was cool. And frankly, I can see him in a hot rod delivering Domino's pizzas. So let's bring in my co-host with the co-most, Logan B. Adair.
That's my name. Don't wear it out. That's a line from the film.
I know, I remember it, man.
What I was saying was I was in a Toyota Corolla whenever I was delivering pizzas.
Oh, well, that's not as interesting. But did you ever groove out to the Grease soundtrack while you were delivering pizzas?
No, I didn't. A Star is Born a few times, never the Grease soundtrack.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Daniel, I have a surprise for you.
Oh my god, I'm so excited already.
I have made a list of the top 5 movie Daniels.
Oh my, well, this is something we've discussed on Comp Beast, by the way, patreon.com/the franchise for more behind the paywall content. But we do a show every week, Comp Beasts, about reality TV. And something we've learned is that there are no good reality TV Daniels. But there are good fictional Daniels.
And real life actor Daniels.
I mean, there's a couple. Daniel Day-Lewis. I'm starting to think Daniel might be a dud name.
It's a little bit of a dud name. Well, I have literally nobody. I mean, I have the Wolverine.
But your name will always be cool because of Wolverine. Like, Wolverine saved your name from oblivion, all right?
My run.
Daniel,
I had a run.
When I was a kid, I used to think Daniel was a cool name because Danny Zuko, and then there was Daniel Desario, James Franco's character on Freaks and Geeks, all right?
Right, not on my list,
All right,
yes.
but, like, those are fake characters. Those are, like, some nerdy writers thought that was a cool name, and they named it that, you know? Judd Apatow and Paul Feig, these fucking nerds, thought Daniels were cool, but they're wrong, I think.
Maybe they were
I think
cool.
Daniel, I don't know, maybe, but I think it's a dud name. It's crazy that reality TV, competition-wise, has been a thing for 30 years or something now.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's never been a good one? How is that even possible?
I'm not sure how it's possible, but I have a list of great ones.
And there's new ones every year just coming in, trying to change the game and failing.
Yeah, making it way worse every time. Yeah, you have no idea, D-Train. You don't even know.
Literally, during the Me Too movement, a Daniel came in on Survivor, just started touching everybody.
Yeah, that did happen, everybody. All right, so I didn't include Danny Zuko. You're going to have to kick one of these people out and replace them with Danny Zuko.
I love it.
All right.
Okay, what do we got?
All right, so here's a top 5, and I didn't rank them. All right, so you've talked about 2 of them. All right.
You know, my mom wanted to name me Ethan, and my dad thought it was too pussy. He told me that.
I knew a few Ethans. I liked them. They were kind of cool guys.
I think Ethan might be a better name. There's Ethan Hawke. That's already
Ethan
a better.
Zahn. That's a great reality
That's Steve
TV.
Zahn. Ethan Zahn, the winner of Survivor
That's
Africa,
a great reality
of course.
TV one.
Yeah, you're right.
He's better
you're
than
right.
all the Daniels combined.
He's better than every single Daniel. You're right.
Yeah.
That guy survived cancer and started a huge charity.
Maybe twice? Did I make that up? I don't know.
No, that might be right.
Yeah, huge charity. He won Survivor. Very handsome.
Hey, speaking of surviving cancer, a toast. We are gathered here today.
Oh, okay.
For Olivia Newton-John, okay? One of our greatest performers, one of the best famous ladies that was in my life.
Yeah.
All right? And she passed away at the age of 73 last week of breast cancer. This was like her 3rd time. No, maybe she had breast cancer and survived, and now this was a different kind of cancer. But, like, I mean, the lady was just riddled with cancer. It was a mess. It's a fucking nightmare, and it's scary, and it's terrifying, and it's awful, and it should not have happened to someone as wonderful as Olivia
Or to
Newton-John.
anybody, really.
Well, some people deserve it.
Come on, cancer. Have them like get struck by lightning or something, and just taken off the planet.
Some people need to get like tortured. Like
I
lightning is a
don't know.
cool way to die. Like if I died of
But then
lightning,
the family's having to pay lots of money like that. You're putting the family through even more.
yeah, I think that's what I want.
All right. Top 5 Daniels. You
Some
ready?
of these really rich people, we need to get them a little cancer
That's fine.
going.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Give,
All right.
give the old Don a little cancer.
Yeah, he could use some cancer. All right, but
are you ready? You ready for the top 5 Daniels?
Wait, but I just want to say,
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. Olivia Newton-John.
Yes,
That's why you chose Grease,
Yes.
and I was so glad when you did. I had already watched Grease.
Yeah,
When
and
you
forgotten
decided
it. You
to
don't know any of the
choose it-
songs anymore.
No, I know I've watched it a million times in my life, but I watched it to commemorate her death, and that's something I don't really do much.
Really?
The last time I can remember doing that was I watched They Live the day Roddy Piper died.
That's good.
Yeah.
That was like 2013.
It was a long
14. That
time
was a
ago.
long
I was
time
still
ago.
drinking for sure.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
All right, top 5 Daniels.
Top 5 Daniels. I want to hear it now.
All right. Number 1, no order, like I said. You've talked about him, Daniel LaRusso. Come on. Cool
Yeah.
Daniel of your
The
childhood.
Karate Kid himself. And that's another one. That told me Daniel was a cool name.
Yeah.
But it's not.
All right, number 2, you've talked about him too. Danny Ocean.
Yeah.
Another cool
Daniel.
guy.
Another really cool guy. What is up with these Hollywood writers thinking Daniels are so cool? We're not. The guy who wrote Ocean's 11. I mean, is he Daniel in the original? The Sinatra one? I don't remember.
I think so. I've never heard of any other name. Right?
Frank Ocean.
I don't.
Billy Ocean.
No, I think it's Danny. All right, no, less cool Danny, but still pretty cool. Danny Torrance.
Danny. Who's Danny Torrance?
The little son, Jack Torrance's son from The Shining. Red Rum.
Right. I thought you were going to say Danny Torres, which is, of course, the name of the actor who played the Native American on the Nickelodeon sitcom Hey Dude. But
No.
of course, that's a real person.
No, not Danny
Yeah.
Torres. I'm sorry to say.
Do you ever hear Hey Dude? You know that song?
No, I know Hey Arnold.
But you don't know the show Hey Dude. When I was a kid, when you were a kid, live action sitcoms for kids were really popular.
What do you mean, like Full House?
Like Fuller House and like
I wasn't a
fucking-
kid when Fuller House came out.
No, but like Hannah Montana and
Okay.
like Sunny with a Chance.
Zack
Isn't
and
that one?
Cody.
Zack and Cody for sure. And when
So
I was
why do you
a
go
kid,
Sunny with a Chance? That's really obscure. That's weird of you.
you just got Demi Lovato.
You're a
One of
big
my
Demi fan.
she's one of my favorite women.
Oh, Daniel, that was very crazy of you.
What do you mean? She officially announced that she is once again a woman.
Oh, is that news?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were just going out of your way to be an asshole.
No, not at all. Not at all. She has evolved once more back into a woman.
I didn't know this news. I'm learning it right now.
Yes.
Okay.
True story.
Wow, you like? I was like, whoa, DJ, come on.
You thought I was being like a notorious turd?
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on right then.
Okay.
Are you ready for
No.
the fourth, Daniel?
Yeah. Here, let me hear it.
All right, Lieutenant.
Lieutenant Dan, of course, from Forrest Gump.
Yeah, no legs.
Forrest's World War II. No, not World War II, of course. Vietnam, Lieutenant.
Yeah. Did he have no legs or one leg?
No legs. Not even one.
Not even one. But he still
Yeah.
got with that stripper, right? That's pretty good.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
All right, and then last, Daniel. Never talked about him. Not in a franchise. Maybe your favorite, Daniel Plainview.
Oh yeah, of course. He'll drink your milkshake. He'll drink it right up.
Yeah, and then kill you with a bowling ball.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously gonna take away the Shining kid
No, why?
because he's a kid.
But no, he's also in Doctor. Isn't that Ewan McGregor? Right?
Yeah, in that movie that I fucking hate.
You hated it? I thought you just didn't like it.
No, Doctor Sleep is one of the worst movies I've seen in the
Mike
last,
Flanagan,
like,
bro. You
10
don't like
years.
him?
Dude, I'm a Mike Flanagan fan. I don't know what was going on with that one. He's got a new Netflix coming out in October, The Midnight Mass.
What?
Wait.
That came out 2 years ago or something.
Oh yeah,
What are you talking
maybe The
about?
Midnight Club. No, it's a different thing with midnight in it.
I didn't never saw Midnight Mass. I need to still.
I mean, you
I
don't
liked
need to. It's worth watching.
I liked Bly Manor way more than a lot of people did. I thought
I didn't. I skipped that.
it wasn't
one.
scary, but it was like I was pretty into it. It's kind of a cool vibe. I don't know.
All right, I'm glad you liked the vibe, bro.
I did a lot.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, all right. So who are you kicking? Are you kicking out Danny Torrance, replacing him with
Yeah.
Zuko? Do you want to rank them or no?
Absolutely. No.
I think Danny Zuko might be number one. I think he's
I
the most
think you might
famous
be
Danny
right.
of all time.
What were Daniel LaRusso would probably be. I mean, it was probably Zuko until Cobra Kai came out. Now LaRusso's moving up the charts.
Really?
Yeah.
But everyone is seeing Grease. Everyone knows Grease.
But now everybody's seen this Cobra
My
Kai
grandma
thing.
knows Grease. I know Grease.
Did you interview your grandma for the podcast?
No, I'm sure. Like
Ask
my
her for
sister's
her
kids
Grease
will know
memory.
Grease in a few years.
My sister's
Everywhere.
kids will. They might know Grease already.
It's like generational.
Yeah. All right, let's get into Grease.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, I mean, what a movie. Obviously, it came out in 1978. Were you familiar with it as a play, or I mean, your first experience was as a movie, right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I knew about it that it was a play.
Yeah, it started out as a Broadway musical in like 1973 or something like that, and it was quite a success, Logan.
Yes.
All right, and it was a no-brainer. Let's make this fucker into a movie. And so, they did.
Yeah, they sure did.
They sure did. The Robert Stigwood and Alan Carr were the producers. They got the rights, and Stigwood had worked on Saturday Night Fever already. So who we gonna cast as Danny Zuko? Fucking no brainer, dude.
Johnny
and
T.
Johnny T. And Johnny T had been in the stage version of Grease also, not the original cast, but over the years, not as Danny
before
Zuko,
this movie.
Before this movie, yeah, but as Duty.
What? That's crazy to me.
Yeah, the original Danny Logan was Adrian Zemed, who goes on to play that really short guy in Grease 2.
Which one?
You know, like the main guy that's not the main guy.
Johnny?
I guess so.
Wow, that guy. So that
I feel
guy
like
was,
every Greaser character is named Johnny.
So that guy was Danny, and John Travolta was his sidekick.
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense to me at all.
It doesn't, but I guess on Broadway it's a different world. All that matters is your vocal range.
But that guy didn't sing well either.
You know what, man? What can I say? Right. It's the early 70s. We really liked fucking short dudes.
Okay.
But then Travolta hit it big. You know, he got into Boy in the Plastic Bubble. That was his first big break, the TV movie. And then, of course, Saturday Night Fever, which launched him into the stratosphere.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're like, that's a no-brainer. Let's get him. Actually, they looked at Henry Winkler before Travolta.
What? But they're going for the shortest people around.
Short people.
I love it.
Yeah, and but Henry Winkler, he'd been on like Happy Days for a few years at this point. He was like, I can't just like play greasers.
And that's like, yeah, the 50s.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
It would have been so weird to have him play Danny. I feel like this movie wouldn't be as well remembered because it would just be like,
no, it makes no sense.
A novelty production of Fonzie playing a
musical
that's horrible. Character. Yeah.
No.
So Travolta is our guy.
Oh yeah.
And Travolta immediately gets in there, starts making demands.
Yeah, like what?
All right. He says, "Get me Randall Kleiser to be my director."
Okay.
He had directed Boy in the Plastic Bubble, of course. And so Travolta was comfortable working with him. They spent a lot of time in that bubble together. And he was like, "Get me Randall." And they're like, "Well, he's not like a musical director." And Travolta's like, "I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm the guy."
He did a good job.
Yeah, he did a great job. So he's the director. This was his first big movie. He goes on to have kind of a big career. He directs a lot of like sex. I feel like this dude's constantly just directing people fucking.
I didn't see any of his other stuff.
Dude, you gotta. The
Which
Blue
ones?
Lagoon. The Blue Lagoon was his follow up to Grease, and we'll cover it because there's a sequel, Return to the Blue Lagoon.
Okay.
And the Blue Lagoon's notable for featuring. It's about like these two. Oh my god, dude! It's like a boat crashes onto an island. All right, and the only survivors are these two kids that were on the boat. And then they just like grow up together on the island and learn how to fuck together.
Who are they?
It's the young girl is Brooke Shields.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you mean, young girl?
Because
When
she's
was
like
this?
13 or something. It's like
What?
1980.
Okay, and who's the guy?
Some other
Like a
young dude, this
40-year-old?
blonde.
Oh,
No,
okay.
this blonde kid. And it's like
What?
so sexual. You can like see his dick and stuff.
And you like that? I don't want to watch that.
No, it's a weird movie. And then he followed that up with this movie Summer Lovers, which is like
Are you recommending these?
yeah.
Okay, Summer Lovers.
Yeah, I mean if you like fucking, then yes.
I don't like it that much. All right, I'm not watching it.
Why don't you like it?
No, I'm just joking. Go on. Summer Lovers.
Yeah, Summer Lovers. Excuse me. And that's a movie about Peter Gallagher and Daryl Hannah are an American couple, right? And then they go to spend the summer in Greece.
Whoa.
What you sing? Whoa!
You say Grease.
Oh, that's fun. And the movie's called Summer Lovers. Do you think they were trying to
Oh my
like
goodness,
recapture
yes.
the magic?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And so Peter Gallagher and Daryl Hannah, when they're in Greece, they meet this hot lady, and
Okay.
she decides, I want to fuck both of you.
Okay.
And
Who's the
so
hot lady?
She's just like some hot French lady.
Okay.
And so then they both fuck her. And then the whole movie is just about them fucking all summer.
That's it? There's no conflict?
Not really. I mean, it's just sort of like, oh, the summer has to end.
That is conflicting.
At one point, I think one of their parents surprised them with like a visit. And it's like, oh my God, you're on your honeymoon. You're already like fucking some French lady.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Summer Lovers.
So anyway, that's great. Kleiser goes on. He does this movie Grandview USA, which I've never seen, but has Jamie Lee Curtis. It's probably good. And then he does Flight of the Navigator, which is a fun one. It's like a silly 80s movie. We actually covered it on We Love Kids Movies, I believe.
Sure.
And then he did Big Top Pee-wee because Pee-wee was in Flight of the Navigator.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Great career.
Great career. I mean, so many. Look, I'm looking at it now. He did White Fang in the 90s with Ethan Hawke, a guy with a much better name than mine. He did Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, the sequel to Honey, I Shrunk the Kid. We'll cover it on the fucking show.
Yeah.
He even directed Honey, I Shrunk the Audience slogan, which is the Honey, I Shrunk the Kid's fucking weird 3D movie that they used to show at like Disney World.
Oh, did you watch Grease live, by the way? Or have you seen Grease
Yeah,
live in your life?
I watched it live, bro.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
how was
with
that?
some.
What year?
I don't remember when it was, but I watched it with like some girl, and it was a good time. Like I watched a few of these live, TV productions.
Yeah. I
And
hope
they're
that girl's
bad.
not listening, by the way, because as we all know, you have no problem saying everybody's name, so you really just
No,
don't remember who
I
she
just
is.
don't remember.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
Poor girl.
Yeah, shame. But anyway, it was good. I remember that Vanessa Hudgens, she was Stockard Channing.
Really? Who's Sandy?
She was like, Sandy, don't even worry about the pandemic. All right, anyway. I don't remember. It was like, they were good though. Like, I watched like The Rent, one of those, and I watched
Tick Tick Boom.
I feel like they didn't do a live one of those.
No. By the way, Rizzo is kind of a jerk, right?
But everyone's a jerk, right?
But Rizzo would not be a good friend. I feel like
Rizzo's a great friend. Rizzo's loyal to a fault. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, she's always dissing.
What was I trying to look up just now?
Tick Tick Boom. I have no idea.
No.
Rent.
No, something
Grease
about Grease.
Vanessa
oh yeah,
Hudgens?
that's what I was gonna look up. Who played Sandy and shit? All right, keep
Oh,
going.
Right. Well, I forgot what I was saying actually now.
Oh,
how Rizzo's kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
She's
It
just
was
always
Julianne
dissing
Hough.
Sandy. Oh, that's pretty good, kind of.
What, do you like her?
I mean,
I
I
don't know
know
anything
she's
about her.
blonde and can like do things.
She's blonde and can do things. You love to hear it. Hey, Kiki Palmer played Marty. She's kind of big
Oh
now.
my gosh, that's awesome.
Listen to this. Carly Rae Jepsen played Frenchie.
Okay.
It was an incredible cast.
But
all right. Mario Lopez played Vince Fontaine.
What? Did he sing?
No, Vince Fontaine's like the.
Oh,
dude
sorry.
He comes in and like
I was
hits
thinking
on
of
on like a team.
On Kiki Palmer. I was thinking of the one who sings Beauty School Dropout.
No, do you know who that is?
Who?
It was the whole group, Boys to Men.
Oh my god, that's great.
Yeah.
But it's weird they got Carly Rae Jepsen to play the character who doesn't have her own song, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because Beauty School Dropout's her song, but that's performed by Boys to Men.
Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to this girl Dallas, and she said that she played Frenchie in like high school, in like her high school production of Grease. And I was like, oh man, they didn't think you could sing.
Yeah, dude, that's true.
Yeah.
Should we rank Travolta?
Yeah, before we get into Grease, why not? We ranked the films of Johnny T.
Yeah, I didn't expect there to be such a difference, though, honestly.
We would have ranked the films of ONJ, Olivia, but, she's not made that many films.
Yeah, I would go Grease first.
Number 1, Grease. Number 2, the Let's Get Physical video.
Yeah.
Number 3,
did you ever see Two of a Kind? The one.
Yeah, no, that was what I was gonna bring up. Two of a Kind, the other movie she made with Travolta that I've never seen.
Okay, I thought about watching that, but I just ran out of time.
Yeah. Well, you did a weird thing where you said let's rank Travolta, and I was like, that's fine. And
I hadn't seen that many.
Yeah, and you said I haven't seen that many, so I think I'm gonna watch a bunch. Can you recommend me some? And so I recommended you probably 12 John Travolta movies, and then I mentioned 3 other ones that were so bad that they're worth watching. And you watched all the 3 bad ones and none of the good ones.
What were the good ones? Because I'd seen his good ones.
I don't want to spoil the list, bro.
I watched Blowout, which was I thought would be the best one, right?
Yeah, and you weren't.
So that's
down
good.
With it.
No, I was down on it. No, not really.
Yeah.
It was okay. It was fine. But what else? I thought everything else would be mediocre, and then there were some that were bad, and I was like, Well, I checked out Pelham 123 first, and I was like, he is insane in this. And I kind of wanted to watch more Insanity, so I just kept going.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. All right. So I've seen 14 of them now.
I've seen 36.
Yeah, crazy. So you kick us off.
All right, why not? Johnny T. He's been in 36 movies that I've had interest in watching.
Had the pleasure of sitting through.
Pleasure, yeah. Number 36, the worst John Travolta movie with a bullet, is Gotti. It's directed by the guy who plays E in Entourage.
Wow.
Did you even know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, classic. And it's just... You want to recommend it to people because it's so bad, but it's kind of boring.
It is kind of boring.
Yeah.
He gets more insane looking in every scene.
I used to recommend people Gotti, but then the next year he came out with a performance that so topped Gotti that now you don't even need to watch Gotti. You can just watch The Fanatic. But
I agree with you.
That's not next on my list. Number 35 for me is Battlefield Earth, which I saw in theaters. Number 34 is The Fanatic, directed by Fred Durst.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
Did you know it before you started watching the movie?
Yes, I did.
How did you feel about the part where Devon Sawa and his son are in a car and a Limp Bizkit
Love
song
it. I
comes
loved it. I
on,
absolutely loved it.
and they both talk about how awesome the song is.
Well, I think it was more him like shoving it down his kid's throat. How
Yeah,
great the
yeah.
song was. But I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Great stuff. All right, 33 for me is Michael. He plays an angel,
Yep.
but like, not your daddy's angel. He drinks and smokes cigars. All right,
he's always smoking in movies, right? I feel like in Broken Arrow, he's smoking the whole movie. In Grease, he's smoking a lot. There was another one he was smoking. Well,
certainly Grease is packed with cigarettes.
And he's horrible, too. It's hilarious watching John Travolta smoke cigarettes.
He's good in Grease. He looks cool.
No, he looks funny.
Stop it. All right, 32. Hey, he's staying alive there in the Saturday Night Fever sequel.
Yeah, that's the one I would have watched, but like it's a sequel. I have to wait.
Yeah. All right, 31 is Bolt.
And Be Cool. Yeah, Bolt.
Yeah, Bolt. We did that on We Love Kids Movies, patreon.com/the franchise.
Yep.
Number 30 is Be Cool, which you just mentioned, the sequel to Get Shorty. Fucking horrible. Number 29, Ladder 49.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a firefighter. I always remember that as being during my brief dalliance with Scientology when I was in college. When I went to go visit the Scientology building, I remember that there was a huge Ladder 49 billboard.
Is he a Scientologist?
He's one of the world's foremost Scientologists.
Isn't Battlefield Earth a Scientology movie?
Yes, it is. It's based on a novel by L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of Scientology.
I didn't know all that.
Yep.
Okay.
Number 28, Look Who's Talking 2.
Isn't it Now?
No, that's the third one.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Number 27, he has a cameo in Austin Powers and Goldmember.
Yes, he does.
Doesn't he play like Dr. Evil or something? Like in the fake movie version?
I think he plays Goldmember. I think Goldmember turns into him.
Oh, maybe. Number 26, he's in The Punisher.
Yes, he is.
25, Swordfish. I got you to watch that one.
Yeah, he sure did. Holy cow, that was way higher than those. Wait, you know what? I didn't rank Swordfish. I've actually seen 15 of them.
I'm surprised that you didn't like Swordfish because to me it's exactly as good as Van Helsing.
That's crazy. Van Helsing makes sense.
Swordfish makes exactly as much sense as Van
There are more
Helsing.
boobs in Swordfish. You got me beat there.
Yeah, that was a big deal, dude.
2-0.
They promoted the movie on those two boobs, man.
Yeah, I get it.
It was like, come see this movie. Halle Berry's boobs are in it.
Did you go see it in the theater?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Wait till after dark. No, number 24 is Basic.
Wait, have you said The Fanatic, or we just talked about The Fanatic?
No, I said it.
So you like Swordfish more than The Fanatic? You'd rather watch Swordfish?
Definitely.
I think I'd rather watch The Fanatic. I mean, spoilers, but
all right, Basic. That's it's him and Sam Jackson in a murder mystery directed by the guy who made Die Hard.
Whoa.
23 is Look Who's Talking Now.
Yes.
22 is Phenomenon.
Yes.
21 is The Boy in the Plastic Bubble.
Yes. Number
20, Perfect. That's him and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, I almost watched that
in aerobics-themed romantic dramedy.
Yes. Do they have chemistry? Movie. Are they hot?
Yeah, they do. They have chemistry. And Jamie Lee Curtis is just so hot and all that aerobics shit.
Who has he had the most chemistry with on screen?
Uma? Maybe
Sandy.
No, Olivia Newton-John, I think, is the answer.
Yeah, probably Olivia. They did it again.
All right, number 19, Lucky Numbers. It's him and Lisa Kudrow winning the lottery. Or maybe stealing the lottery? I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Number 18 is Look Who's Talking, the original. Number 17 is The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 remake.
Yep.
All right, number 16, Logan's favorite movie, Domestic Disturbance.
Hell yeah. Now I'm 15. You want me to go before you or after you?
Yeah, jump in.
All right, 15. I agree with you. The worst thing is Gotti.
Okay. My number 15 is The General's Daughter.
That seemed too boring. There's no way I was going to watch that.
It's not boring. You would have liked that movie.
But of all the picks of his, there was no way.
That movie's fun, dude.
Really
I mean,
fun?
it's not that fun because it's about like investigating a gang rape, but other than the gang rape stuff, it's
That's what
fun.
it's about.
Yeah, I know, but like a lot of it's just like Travolta trumping around a
A
courtroom.
Few Good Men, like aside from like them like beating up that kid, it was like pretty fun.
That's
I
what it
guess that
is
is.
like.
Yeah, I guess it
Yeah,
is kind of
see,
like
it
that.
is like that.
Yeah, I guess that's a wrong example. All right, my number 14, Bolt.
Nice. Yeah, my number 14, Urban Cowboy.
Oh, yeah, I almost watched that one too. My 13, Swordfish.
Yeah, it seems like Urban Cowboy would have been a more iconic choice than the Fanatic or Swordfish.
But which would I have? Also, runtime plays into it. That was over 2 hours, I think.
All right, number 13 for me, Primary Colors. He played basically Bill Clinton.
All right, sounds kind of good. Whatever number I'm on, The Fanatic.
All right, number 12 for me is Mad City. That's this movie where like he's like a frustrated dude robbing a bank. It's like a Dog Day Afternoon sort of. And Dustin Hoffman is like a reporter who's in the bank with him and trying to get his story out.
Did you
Pretty
see
good.
the one he made with De Niro?
Who?
Travolta? He had one a few years ago with De Niro.
I guess not.
Okay. My 11, 12, gold member.
11 for me is Get Shorty.
Okay. The Punisher. I
Alright.
numbered these all wrong. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Top 10 Travolta's. Number 10 is Civil Action. He's a lawyer in that, dealing with like contaminated water. I feel like every other movie in the 90s was about contaminated water, and the others were about the IRA.
All right.
Yeah.
My number 9, I think somewhere we got messed up with the numbers, is Wild Hogs.
All right. You don't need to reference the numbers being messed up every number.
I know, but it's really bothering me. Did you say Wild Hogs yet, by the way? Or
No, I
do you
never
like
saw
that
that.
movie?
I
You
never
never saw
saw it.
Wild Hogs?
No.
Or Old Dogs? You never saw
Mm.
either of them?
No, Old Dog Shit in Your Mouth. I never saw it.
Oh, you gotta see Wild Hogs.
Number 9 is Broken Arrow.
Yep, watched it last night.
Of course, notable for having the exact same score as Scream 2.
Fucking, I short circuited. I had no idea that was a thing.
You didn't?
No, until it
I
clicked.
knew that would blow your mind.
Oh my gosh. Yep. My number 8, The Taking of Pelham. 1, 2, 3.
8 for me is She's So Lovely. That's mostly a Sean Penn, Robin Wright Penn thing. And then at the end, it's like 5 years later, and Robin Wright's like cleaned up and married John Travolta, and Sean Penn's like, "Take me back."
I don't
And
like
John
those in
Travol-
movies.
What?
5 years later at the end, 10 years
No,
later.
it was a good one. It was good.
I don't know.
You needed
Broadcast
it.
News that way, and it's the
No,
worst
it's
part
not.
of that
I
movie.
shouldn't have said the end. It's like halfway through the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, my number 7, Broken Arrow.
Mine is Saturday Night Fever.
Okay, so not as good as Grease.
That's right.
That's not singing, that's strictly dancing.
Yeah, and I mean it's really just a movie. Like there's just some dancing in it.
It's like an addiction movie, kind of, right?
No.
I thought it was like he gets addicted to dancing,
Dance?
basically.
No. He's got that Saturday Night
I thought that's
Fever.
what it was.
He can't stop dancing.
Come on. All right, whatever. my number 6, I love it, you love it, Domestic Disturbance.
Yeah. Mine is Grease, number 6.
Oh, a little low. My number 5, Blowout.
My number 5 is Face Off.
Yeah, great film. Then that's my number 4.
And my number 4 is The Thin Red Line. He's only in one scene of that movie, but it's very memorable.
Okay. Yeah, that I was like, whoa, I never saw that, but that's like 3 hours long, so I didn't watch
Yeah.
it. My number 3, Grease.
My number 3 is Brian De Palma's Blowout. He should have worked with De Palma more. Worked with him twice. Fucking bangers both times.
What's the other one?
Carrie.
Oh, duh, of course. Yeah, well, I'm sure De Palma was over this guy. My number 2 is Carrie.
Yeah, that's my number 2 as well.
Yep, and number 1 is Pulp Fiction.
Pulp, yeah, of course.
Yep, great film.
Great film, Logan. Now let's get into Grease. There's so much to discuss with this film.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where should we begin?
Well, the stats.
Yeah, I love stats.
Yeah. It came out June 16th, 1978. $6 million budget. It made $366.2 million at the box office. It's the highest grossing movie of 1978.
Makes sense.
Period. I mean,
Over Superman.
that's what I was going to bring that up. Superman is
Yeah.
number 2.
That's the other big
That's
one.
kind of amazing. Yeah. I wrote down the top 10.
Let me guess. I have 2 more guesses
Okay, go ahead.
because I've been looking at the years a lot recently. Halloween, of course,
That's number 10. Snuck right in there.
and then The Deer Hunter. That's
That's
the only
number
other
9.
That's all I got.
You want to keep going in order?
I don't know any others from that year.
Number 8's Revenge of the Pink Panther, man. And that's just like Blake Edwards could not stop making those Pink Panther movies. They were still going in the 90s.
Did you see the Steve Martin ones? Maybe only
No,
one.
I never did. But that's like Blake was dead.
I think Beyonce's in it. Jason Statham.
Roberto Benigni is in the one in the 90s.
Wow, you got me beat.
All right.
Have you heard that new
eight.
Beyonce song? Break My Soul.
No, I only like Beyonce songs when they're about the Lion King.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Number 7 is Jaws 2.
Oh, okay.
Number 6 is Hooper with Burt
Whoa.
Reynolds, a
So
classic.
Hooper's solo film beat the Jaws sequel.
That's right, man. Burt was huge, dude. I mean, we'll get to it, but People's Choice Awards, Burt beat Travolta for favorite actor.
Did you guys? He's the Bandit, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys do those?
No, we should.
Yeah, we should do those at some point. That'd be fun.
Number 5, we can also do the Cannonball Run, which he's in.
Is that Sally Field?
Yeah, she's there.
Okay, yeah, I'm into watching that.
Mm-hmm. Number 5 is Heaven Can Wait.
Okay.
And number 4, Every Which Way But Loose, another franchise, by the way.
Yeah.
And number 3, Animal House.
Wow.
They thought Every Which Way But Loose was Animal House was the original title of that movie, but
Is that a National Lampoon?
yeah, it is.
Is that the first one of those? What was the first one of those?
That's probably the first one.
They market them like that, don't they?
Yeah.
That's kind of a franchise.
No.
No?
It became so bastardized. At some point, I would have allowed.
Wasn't
it.
that Vacation too?
Yeah, that's one of them. And then 2 is Superman, 1 is Grease. All right. This movie it's the highest grossing live action musical of all time until 2012 when that shitty Les Mis remake.
Yeah. Travolta was also in Hairspray, right?
Yep.
Guess I didn't do as well.
I
You never
skipped
saw that. You
one.
didn't say that one?
No, I like the John Waters version. I feel like the musical version would have annoyed me.
That's Zephron.
Zephron?
Maybe watch it. Maybe I'll watch it.
All right. All right. You want to hear about this film's many awards chances?
I would love to.
Okay.
Hopefully it won.
It won a few. Not
Did
an
it win
Oscar,
song?
though.
Oh,
Calm
no
down.
Oscar?
Calm down.
Sorry,
The
sorry.
problem with the song nomination is that there was another real classic. And there's a problem in that the Oscars will only nominate songs that were written for movies. And most of the songs in this movie were written for the play.
Oh, that's
So they were
true.
ineligible. So maybe if like Summer Lovin' was involved, but like it wasn't. The nomination for the Oscar that they got was Hopelessly Devoted to You.
That's probably the best song.
That was written for the movie.
That's a great song.
It's a great song.
It's one of the 3 that I really like.
You said this that you only like 3 Grease songs. I think every song in this movie is good.
Every single one of them.
I really believe that. What songs do you like? Like, what are the 3 that you latched on?
The first one, Summer Nights on the Bleachers. That's a great one, right?
Yeah.
I don't like. I mean, I don't want to say I don't like, because I mean, I like this movie, but I like all of them, I guess. Hopelessly Devoted, I like, and then the one that I want, I like.
What about Look at Me, I'm Sandra D?
No, come on.
What about There Are Worse Things I Could Do?
No.
What about Stranded at the Drive-In? What about
What's
Grease
that
is
one?
the word? Have you heard? I don't know. John Travolta sings on a swing, I think. And
Oh,
what
oh
about
yeah. Why,
Yes! Oh,
why?
why you left me? Oh,
Sandy. Yeah.
Sandy. So good.
Yeah, jeez. You know, you're right.
That
They do
why
make me happy.
the why might be the
Yeah.
best moment in this entire movie.
I don't know. He does it a lot. Travolta really goes for it.
Yeah,
You get
he
why he's
fucking
a
nails
star.
it.
You get
He's
it.
such a movie star. He always has been. Like even when Travolta like sucks in a movie, his presence takes you there, man. Like Bruce Willis, when he sucks in a movie, he's boring. John Travolta, when he sucks in a movie, he's still John Travolta-y.
Yeah, there's something. There's like magnetic. There's something about him. His
Yeah,
eyes, something. There's like crazy in his eyes.
there is some crazy in his eyes, and he's been through some craziness in his life.
Face Off
Some
really was like
tragedy.
the reverse Heat. It really was just like the two like most amped up, insane actors, just but like kind of not like as great, just going at it.
Yep. That's what it is. All right. So Hopelessly Devoted to lost best song at the Oscars because that year there was this movie, Thank God It's Friday. And I'd never heard of this movie until like pretty recently. And a girl mentioned it on a date and I wanted to watch it. And so we did. And it's basically like it takes place like one night at a disco, and it's all like the little stories that are happening at this disco. And I love movies like that are just like one day somewhere. One of my favorites is Car Wash, which is just like one day
Yes,
at a
that's on my
car wash.
list.
Barbershop is another great one. But it's an awesome movie, and it's most famous because the song Last Dance by Donna Summer comes from that movie. So that won best song.
All right.
You know the song I'm talking about?
No.
You know, last dance for love.
I would have gone Hopelessly Devoted, but that's just me.
All right, whatever. Golden Globes.
It's the GGs, the Golden Globes. It's the Hollywood Foreign Press, mostly French.
They were still a working concern at the time. They're going to be back on NBC next year, so maybe they'll be a working concern again. It was nominated for Best Comedy / Musical over there, and it lost to Heaven Can Wait. Travolta lost to Warren Beatty, likewise. And Olivia Newton-John actually lost in a tie between Ellen Burstyn in Same Time Next Year and Maggie Smith in California Suite. I think they missed the boat on that one.
Was Ellen Burstyn the one that Henry almost got with?
No, that's Ellen Barkin. Good
Oh,
call, though.
Okay.
All right. All right. They also nominated Grease, the song from the opening credits.
Oh, really?
Yeah. As well as You're the One That I Want.
Okay, yeah.
And they lost to Last Dance.
Come on.
It's a classic, bro. And finally, the People's Choice Awards.
The people make the choice. It's up to the people to choose as they see fit. Fitbit choosing the People's Choice Awards. It's the choice awards to the people.
And they gave Grease Best Movie, Best Musical, Olivia Newton-John Best Actress, Stockard Channing Best Supporting Actress.
Best 35-year-old high schooler.
Yeah, and the only loss was Travolta to Burt Reynolds.
Okay, wow.
And here's something we haven't brought up in a long time. Our old friends at the American Film Institute.
Wow.
All right, the American Film Institute, the AFI, acknowledged this. Now, I assume Logan just played the snippet of Henry performing
Obviously.
that classic theme, but I'd like to hear Logan's rendition.
All right. Well, I've actually recorded a version
What?
that I'm gonna play right now.
Is that true?
Yeah. Ready?
Can I hear it?
Yeah, you can hear it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. AFI.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How
I
was
can
that?
see why you wanted to record it. It's very sweetened. Sounds great.
Yeah, you thought so?
Yeah.
I was a little nervous about it, but I appreciate
No,
it.
it's perfect. I'm sure we'll hear it again.
Thank you.
All right. So the AFI they like to put together these meaningless top 100 lists, all right? And we love them. We love them
Yes.
for it. And Grease appears on 3 of them.
Wow.
All right. They deemed this the number 20 best movie musical ever made.
Wow, that seems a little low.
Do you want to hear what's above it?
Yeah, I would.
All right. Grease is under On the Town, Yankee Doodle Dandy, The Bandwagon, Funny Girl, Top Hat.
Yeah, keep going till you name something I
All
know.
That Jazz, 42nd Street, Chicago. They have Chicago ahead of Grease? That's disgusting. The King and I. All right, now the top 10. Meet Me in St. Louis, An American in Paris, My Fair Lady, A Star is Born from 1954, Mary Poppins, Cabaret, Sound of Music, Wizard of Oz, West Side Story, Singing in the Rain.
I mean, what do you think about it?
It's not a bad list. I think there's some old movies on there that they felt obligated to include that actually suck if you watch them now, like Yankee Doodle Dandy, for instance, or The King and I. But a lot of those are great movies.
Grease has like real relevance that those don't have. I think that should mean something.
What is the relevance of? Actually, Grease kind of does have relevance now because of all the abortion shit.
What? Does she have an abortion?
She wants one. They talk about it. It's discussed.
Yeah, but then eventually she just like
doesn't have. She's just not pregnant.
Yeah, what happened? Was she like? Did she lose the baby? Or was it
no? I think she just like literally takes a
false
test.
positive.
Do you think there's like a subplot that like we just didn't see where like she like pays Craterface to like kick her down the stairs or something?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? All right. So then I think she just like takes a test, like she pees on another stick, and it's the tests were probably less accurate back then,
faulty.
right?
Yeah,
everything was faulty back then.
Yeah. All right. What other list was this film on?
All right, 100 Years, 100 Passions.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
That was their list of the best love stories of all time.
Yes.
And
Casablanca
Grease,
number 1. That's my guess.
You're right.
Yeah.
All right. And Grease found its way onto that list at number 97.
Wow. Just sneaking in there.
Just sneaking
Where's
in
Spider-Man?
there.
Where's Spider-Man land?
It's not on the
What?
list.
Where's what? That's crazy. Where's Titanic?
Number 100, Jerry Maguire. I like that.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Where's
that in Spider-Man?
Titanic? That's got to be on there,
Gotta
right?
be. I'd guess like 31.
That's a great guess. It's 37. You were
Oh,
pretty close.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What are some other classics on this
Armageddon.
list? King Kong made the list at number 24.
Which
Everyone
one?
remembers that classic love story between a monkey and a lady.
Where's Armageddon?
Not on the list.
That's
sadly.
crazy. They need to
Should've made-
hire me to make this.
I
list.
agree. For the animal crackers scene alone, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Boy, I mean, there's some weird shit on here.
Yeah, of course.
The American president made the list.
All right.
The American president made the list at number 75. You're telling me that's better than Grease?
Where's
and
Shrek?
Jerry Maguire? Shrek is not on the list.
How do you know so quick?
Well, I think about it and I'm like, would that be a complete embarrassment for the American Film Institute? Yes, then it's not.
So you didn't
on
even
there.
look for Spider-Man?
I
you
didn't
just
even-
assume?
That's correct.
Oh, come on. That's crazy to me.
Yeah. And finally, Logan, AFI's list of 100 years, 100 songs,
Wow.
which when it aired on CBS in a television special on June 22nd, 2004, was presented by Mr. John Travolta himself.
All right. And how
How
many
about
of these
that?
songs got on the list? Only one of them?
Just one song on the list.
Oh.
I think very few things had more than one on the list.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, it's in there at number 70. Summer Nights.
All right. I'm fine
Is
with
that a little bit of a fuck you though? Like they got Travolta to host the thing, and then they're like, "You only have one song on the list, and it's gonna be number 70." Maybe Staying Alive is higher. Like, oh, it is. Staying Alive is number 9. That's why they felt comfortable asking him.
Wow. So
Yeah.
is that good?
Yeah. I mean, of course, Staying Alive. You know Staying Alive, right?
That's him singing that song? That's John Travolta singing that
No,
song?
that's the fucking Bee Gees, but it's the opening credit song in fucking Saturday Night Fever. It's John Travolta's feet. He's walking down the thing, strutting.
Oh, you think he gets pride out of that being number 9? Why does
Of
he
course
care
he
then?
absolutely he does. It's an iconic scene starring him.
And it was, I guess, it was written for that. That's pretty good then. All
Yeah,
right.
I'm sure he'd be just as excited if "Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon" by Urge Overkill was on the list.
You know what I actually heard a long time ago was that
You don't appreciate me. All right, keep
I
going.
do. That Greased Lightning was supposed to go to Kaniki, but then Travolta's like, no.
That's another
I'm singing that
demand.
one.
Yeah, that was another Travolta demand. He knew that that's the best male vocal song in the movie, "Greased Lightning," and it's a Kaniki song, and so he wanted to grab that bad boy for himself. Poor Jeff Conway.
Yeah.
You know, he of course went on to a lifetime of drinking and drugs before dying in disgrace.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think he was on a lot of those like celebrity rehab shows, like in the early days of reality TV.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I hurt my knee.
He should have given that to him because he has the other one though. Why? Yeah. He has that one. Why didn't
Yeah,
he give this to him?
But I feel like no one remembers that one. Everyone remembers Grease Lightning.
I remember it.
Yeah, of course.
He's on the swing. Come on.
Do you know why I remembered that it was Grease Lightning?
Why?
All right. When I was in 6th grade, maybe 5th grade, I was very young, 10 or 11. I was in elementary school and there was a talent show happening. Okay. And I wasn't going to participate because I was way too cool for that. But these girls, this group of girls came up to me and they said, "We want to do a medley of Grease songs
Yeah.
for the talent show." And I think it wasn't even a medley. They just wanted to do like part of Summer Lovin' and part of Greased Lightning, okay? But it was like a group of ladies. So they were like, "We need a dude to sing the dude parts of Summer Lovin'." And I was like, "Why'd you pick like the broiest songs in the movie?"
Yeah.
But I don't know. This is what they chose. And I agreed to do it because it was like they were going to be rehearsing at this one girl's house after school. And it was going to be like a bunch of girls and me. And
Why
I
didn't
was
they just
like,
do "Look at Me, I'm Sandra D"?
I agree. They should have.
That seems so.
Idiots.
They're already rehearsing at the
Fucking
house. It's like-
morons.
yeah. Come on.
All right. But they don't. They do this. And it was complicated because I didn't realize how many fucking swear words there are in that song. And we were like kids and we're performing it at a school function. So we had to like go through the song and take out all the swear words. And like, I feel like we were so young that like some of the swear words we didn't even know were bad.
Mm-hmm.
And we just like left them in there. So like, I think we understood that "She's a Real Pussy Wagon" was bad.
Yeah,
so we
that one you know. Come on.
Yeah, so we changed that. But there's also that line, "The chicks'll cream."
Yeah, that's a toss-up. Don't
And
really know that one.
I don't think I knew at the time that means like they're fucking coming in their little panties. and I think I'm pretty sure I sung that in front of the school. And then we didn't get into the talent show.
What do you mean?
Like we
Was that
auditioned
not
for the
already?
talent.
Oh, that was at the auditions.
Yeah, we auditioned for the talent show. I feel like they let in like everybody,
Except for
and
you
we didn't
guys.
make it
Wow, because you said cream.
because I said that chicks will cream. They actually stopped us. I remember that they stopped us like halfway through the performance because I think I was saying too many bad things.
What a heathen.
I know, but it's their fault. Those girls, man. I still
Yeah.
blame them.
Yeah, go with Sandra D.
Agree. You made a mistake, bro. All right. So anyway, that's
AFI.
AO5 for sure. So let's get into Grease, I guess.
Yeah.
It starts with like a montage of Sandy and Johnny T. Sandy and Danny. They're like, it's their summer of love, you know, just like hanging out
On
and
the
shit.
beach, yeah.
Yeah, and then it goes into "Grease is the word. Have you heard? Have you heard?"
Is that the intro?
Yeah, and then it's like the first day of school or whatever, and like we introduce the whole cast, And there's that great opening shot of John Travolta where he's standing like on the steps, and
Yes.
they're like, Danny.
He turns around.
And he's like, yeah, combing his hair, and he fucking turns around with a cigarette in his mouth.
Yeah.
And why did they include that little prologue at the beginning? That should be the first shot of Danny in the movie, obviously.
Well, because you never get any scene in the movie where Danny and Sandy, you think that they should be together, so you have to know that like they spent the summer together.
No. I totally disagree, because you can just do that during Summer Lovin'. Like, they sing a whole song about their summer of love together. Just go into flashbacks.
No, you need all that choreography during the song. You don't want to spend all that during flashbacks.
You can cut away to flashbacks during the song.
Nah,
It doesn't
they
have
don't
to
wanna do that.
You just want it to be back and forth. Bleachers.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Is seeing
And
them with
lunch
their friends.
table.
And
Is that
seeing
where they
him
are?
like play it up, like, yeah, we were doing it all summer, like, and she's like, we were just driving around having a nice time. I think that's the whole point of it. I
No.
have no problem with the first part of the movie. The first like 50 minutes, whatever. I'm loving it.
Wow. I wonder what happens then.
I don't know how long it goes.
All right, so walk us through it. What are some of the things you love in the opening 50?
Well, just this, and then her hanging out with her friends, him hanging out with his friends, the Sandra D.
Who do you like of the friends? What rank the friends?
All right, which ones are there? There's Rizzo, Frenchie.
Yeah, on the lady
what's
side,
the girl-
there's
what's the other one? The one that-
Rizzo, Frenchie, Marty, and Jan.
Who the fuck's Jan?
I don't remember. One of them, I like the one who's got that like Rosanna Dana hair, the frizzy hair.
Is she the one that the guy's hitting on her?
She's
I
the
like
one
her.
who's,
She's kinda my favorite.
Yeah, like dudes aren't into her for some of the movie, but then I feel like one of like the loserier T-birds like gets into her and asks her to the Vince Fontaine thing at the end, and she's pretty into it.
But he's hitting on. Who's Vince Fontaine hitting on? Because I liked her. I thought she was kind of cool.
Vince Fontaine's hitting on Marty.
She's
think.
cool. I like Marty.
Yeah, you just like her because she's some high school broad who wants to fuck an old dude.
No, she didn't really like him that much. He spiked
Are
her
you
drink, and she was like
crazy?
not into him.
I think she would have like he's trying too hard. It was like this was like an old weirdo, like a real what's the dude from Family Feud? Richard Dawson. He's like a Richard Dawson who like is just constantly like taking excuses to like touch and kiss young people.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes up to this girl. He's like, "Hey, baby, I'm the host of American or National Bandstand or whatever." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm fucking into it. Give me that dick." And then he like puts a fucking a little thing in her drink. What do you call that? A roofie.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you doing? She was already all about it.
Yeah, so you think she was already into it? I wasn't so
Yeah.
sure about.
I
all
think
that.
some dudes just need ladies to be passed out. It's the old Bill Cosby.
Yeah. Well, Rizzo, I don't like. Well, I mean, what are we ranking this on?
What do you mean you don't like?
She's not a good friend. I don't think.
Rizzo.
She's always
is-
judging Sandy and her relationship, like thinking she's not as cool because they're not like hooking up all the time.
Rizzo's
Let
the best
Sandy live
character.
her life.
She's the best character in the Grease franchise.
Come on. What about the cool rider from the second one?
Cool rider. I mean, he's cool when he's the cool rider, but not in his usual
Michael, not
guys.
when he's
Yeah,
Michael.
totally.
I would go Marty, Frenchie, Jan, Rizzo.
That's outrageous.
I don't even know Jan.
I don't remember.
Did she have
Anyway.
the pigtails? There was one that had pigtails.
That's the one I was
Like black
talking about.
pigtails.
That's, I think, Jan.
Okay.
Yeah. She's great. I was into it.
Really? All right.
Yeah,
now
she-
you rank them. And I would go Sandy.
Rizzo
one.
number 1, then Sandy, then Frenchie, then that one, and then the other one.
There's two. Then I really don't know which one you're talking about.
Pigtail second to last, and one I remember less than that last.
Wow. It's crazy. Frenchie is one of the few people that returns for the next one.
Well, that's just totally random. I feel like they just asked everybody, and only like 3 people said yes.
I mean, there's a few that come back. Like the principal's in it.
Yeah,
Two
and
more
the
people are in
coach
it.
and
The
shit, Sid
nerd.
Caesar. Yeah, Eddie Deason, man.
The-
He was
the
probably
villain?
getting laid off of that first Grease movie. Yeah, Crater Face is in there.
Yeah, I think those are the main 5 that come
Getting
back.
held back again.
Is that what happened? He got held back?
I assume he looks like he's in his fucking 50s.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
In the first one.
I mean, they say crater face. I don't think that's acne. I think that's wrinkles.
yeah, I didn't know what was going on. He is old as hell.
Yeah. All right. And then for the dudes, Kaneki was always my favorite.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah. And then
But he likes
Dan-
Rizzo, so you gotta like him less.
I don't. I'm into him, man. I wanted to be Kaneki.
I have a question about Kaneki, unless you
Go
have
ahead.
something. Is he a virgin?
I think they're all virgins.
Okay, you think they're all virgins? Because there's like a scene where he and Rizzo are about to do it, and he pulls out a condom, but the condom's broke, and he's like, "Oh damn, I've had this since I was like in
I feel
middle
like there's a
school."
real innocence to the T-Birds and the Pink Ladies. Like they talk a big game, but they're actually like scared little teens. And that's what I like about it, man. It doesn't need to be like Gossip Girl, where like it's a bunch of teens buying hotels and like date raping people.
You think the
like
next one goes a little far with the bunker scene?
The bunk. Oh yeah, that does go a little far. That's a total date rape attempt.
Yeah, I thought there was like a sex scene in a barn, and when I was watching that, I was like, "Is this it?" And then I was like, "No, this isn't it. This is not what I was thinking." So, I don't know.
All right. So Danny's number 2 after Connects. Then I think you got to put Duty in there just because his name's Duty. And then who's the other one?
One of them was related to somebody famous, right?
No, somebody was related to a listener of the podcast, or not related. I wanted to bring this up though.
Yes.
But William Anastasio.
Yes.
He said that the dude who plays Sonny, who's like, he looks kind of like this like Italian mook with like a perm. You know who I'm talking about? Like, I'm Sonny. We can hang out this weekend.
But he was
Hey.
related to somebody famous, Sonny.
I don't know, but William says
I'm gonna
that
look it up.
Sonny was his high school drama teacher.
Yes.
Mr. Tucci. All right.
Yeah, Michael Tucci, Stanley Tucci's brother.
What? Michael Tucci is Stanley Tucci's brother?
Did I make that up?
No, you 100% made that up. No, come on. I don't know who you think is related to someone famous.
I thought it was Michael Tucci.
It's not.
Oh, keep going.
Okay, thank you. Where was I?
Stanley Tucci.
Oh, right.
Michael
Anyway,
Tucci.
Michael Tucci. So that's the bros, and they're gangs. And I'm always concerned about Rydell High. It seems like it's awash in gang violence. They're just constantly having rumbles and races, and it seems like the teachers are doing nothing about it. Like the teachers really seem to support the T-Birds and the Pink Ladies and their gang activities. And then at the end of the movie, when they have that big race and one of them almost fucking dies, there's like a teacher. They're like auto class teacher is literally there at the race.
Yeah, they don't care.
I always wanted to be Kaneki because I grew up on Grease, Logan. Let me get into it. My older sister, 6 years older than me, Emily,
Yes.
she was a big Grease head. All right. She loved it growing up. And she was a huge John Travolta fan. She had a lot of Johnny T posters on her wall and shit.
Mhm.
All right. And so one year, as a present for her, my mom took us to go see Grease on Broadway.
Wow.
There's a Broadway revival in 1994. And the exciting thing for me, and the reason I wanted to go, was that the part of Rizzo, my favorite of the ladies,
Mhm.
was being played by Rosie O'Donnell.
Wow. Inspired casting.
Incredible casting. All right. Yes, she was like 40 already. Yes, she's a lesbian. Yes, she
Can she
can't
sing?
really sing.
Okay.
No. But there she was, and she was fantastic. I was loving every second of it. And I actually looked up that performance just because we were doing Grease for the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And there are other people that were in that performance that went on to great fame
Yeah, like who?
that I was not aware of at the time. All right. So the part of Marty, who is, I believe, the one of the pink ladies that neither one of us can remember that
I
well.
remember her. Yeah.
All right, was played by Megan Mullally.
Wow.
How about that? And then, more incredibly than that, the part of the teen angel, okay, who sings Beauty School Dropout,
Okay.
was played by Billy Porter, future Emmy Award winner for Pose.
I don't know Billy Porter. Sorry.
That was mind-blowing to me.
I don't know him.
All right, whatever. Anyway, exciting stuff. So I saw that performance. Then my sister goes to high school. She does all the musicals. She lobbies from the time she's in 7th grade for them to do Grease. They finally do it when she's a senior.
Wow.
Okay? She auditions for the part of Rizzo. She gets the part of
Hell
Rizzo
yeah.
Logan. All right? And I went to go see it. I remember like every second of that performance. It was like a really good performance. I remember that like it was like my sister was like a senior in high school by this point. So it was like a bunch of like senior high girls. And I was in like 6th grade.
Yeah.
And I remember like watching it and like the girl who played Cha Cha and the girl who played like Sandy, not the girl who played Rizzo so much, but some of the other girls were really giving me like a little boy boner.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah. And I loved that performance. And I always hoped that they could do it again while I was in school, but they didn't.
Oh,
of
no.
course. It was too soon.
Oh.
Come
Come
so
on.
I never got
That's a while.
I know. I never got my opportunity. I don't even think they did it in like the next round. Like
I think every high school round should get a chance to do it. Every 3 or 4 years.
but I think there's more than 4 musicals is the thing.
Do they
And
not
so
do like more than
sometimes
one a year? They can only do
No,
one
they're-
musical a year?
They do in my school anyway. They did 1 musical and 1 drama in the senior high.
I think Sharpay in High School Musical says like she's done 17 musicals.
Well, she probably did a lot of like, community theater.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, I guess so.
Anyway,
I had a question about the first day of school, kind of.
I'd love to hear it.
Well, it all takes place on the first day, and then we get like lunch, and they sing the Summer Nights, and then we go to a nighttime pep rally. Do you remember that scene?
That's right.
And Sandy is a cheerleader. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Well, my first question is, how is she a cheerleader already on the first day of school? Do you have an answer for that? That's my first question.
I think pink ladies, if you're like cool enough to be a pink lady, you're just inducted onto the squad.
Okay. So I was thinking maybe she transferred as a cheerleader, but you're saying no.
From Australia?
I mean, if
You
you're,
think like
If you're-
I mean that's possible. You think the school in Australia
No.
called up Rydell High and they were like, "You're getting our finest cheerleader.
No, I'm not saying
She was the captain of the squad."
I'm not saying as a cheerleader she transferred. I'm saying she transferred already being a cheerleader. You know?
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like she was a cheerleader over in Australia. She was the captain of the squad.
Not necessarily.
And so they were like, we think she'd be a boon to your team, and that's her passion in life.
But then did you see how bad her cartwheel was? And I was like, oh, there's no way that she actually transferred being a cheerleader.
Yeah, but no one's looking at her form, baby.
It was just really bad. I didn't know how she made the squad.
Yeah, that cartwheel was really bad. Like I can do a cartwheel about as well as that.
Yeah. Was it? I didn't know if it was on purpose or not. It was just really weird. Like I shouldn't have to think so much about something so simple.
I like the way that pep rally was shot, though. I kind of dig the way this movie looks. Like Randall Kleiser, he's not considered like a classic director or anything.
No, everything's staged and choreographed really well.
Yeah, and he did a thing where he changed the location to like fit. He was like sick of Travolta requesting everything, so he wanted the location to reflect his own childhood or his own teenagerdom.
Okay.
I don't, whatever. I'm just saying something I read.
All right, that's fine. I have a question about the character Danny.
Okay.
Why is if you spend the summer with somebody and you have like a connection, you have a great time with them that summer, and then you get to school and they're there, would you be like such a jerk to them? Why is Danny such a He's so mean to Sandy, immediately.
It's peer pressure.
But why? Why? I don't understand.
Because this was the year they were supposed to come in as seniors and rule the school, baby. And he's the head of the T-Birds. They're the number one gang in this gang-run land. And, he's got to be open. Like, I think they expect him to really run through this school, really just bone down on everybody, get all the pink ladies, every single one of them.
You think so?
Yeah.
But Kanicki's in a relationship with Rizzo. Why? Like, is that not the goal, to be with the pink ladies? Why can't you? Isn't that the goal, to hook up with, be in a relationship?
Yeah, I don't know. When he first meets Sandy, like when he first runs into her at that pep rally, I think he's so shocked to see her that he just immediately goes into his old like bullshit patter. And he's also, I think, doesn't really know yet that she's going to be adopted by the pink ladies.
Well, she shows up like with them. I don't know why he's so mean to her. And I don't know why they don't tell her. Like, when after summer night, she says like, "Oh, this whole thing," and then she says his name is Danny, and they're like, "Oh, we know Danny, but we're not gonna tell you until later." But like, why do they
Also,
keep
who are
that
you
from
trying
her?
to impress? Like, they obviously don't care about any of the women. Like, so they're just trying to impress each other. And like, is Danny really worried about what a guy named Duty thinks about him?
Yeah, that's why it didn't make any sense to me. If this guy's already the coolest, why does he care? If she, like, Sandy's cool.
It's true. He's the coolest in the school. If he comes back senior year and is like, "Yo, I met some hot Australian. We fucked on the beach, and she's my girlfriend."
Yeah,
now,"
Sandy's not a
I
loser.
probably would think that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be the coolest thing that ever happened in high school, probably.
Yeah,
Right?
you're not wrong. Yeah, look, he fucks up this first interaction. There's no getting around it.
Yeah, and she almost leaves him for that other guy.
Yeah, but that guy's such a dolt. I love that scene where she treats him like shit, though. Let's be honest.
Which one? The other guy?
The dude, because there's a guy that she like tries to make Danny jealous of. So like she dates him and he's a jock, and so Danny, this is the part where Danny's like, "Hey, maybe I'll be a jock too.
Yeah.
Hey, coach, what can I do?
Yeah, that's
Try
fun.
me out at a few different sports.
forgot
Maybe
about
we'll have
that,
a
actually.
montage or something." And that's a great part of the movie.
Yeah.
And I love when he I love the way John Travolta plays basketball. I really feel like that's just a montage. I think that's like a documentary of them like giving John Travolta a series of sports balls and telling him to try to play the sport.
Yeah, you had like Kareem and Dr. J to look up to back then. That's really it.
Yeah, I don't think John Travolta has ever watched a basketball game.
No, I don't think so either. Maybe he's still not.
Maybe still, yeah. Has he ever? I was thinking about this actually during the movie because it was
A
so
sports film?
weird to see John Travolta like with a basketball in his hand that I was trying to think if he's ever been in a sports movie, and I don't think he has, which is kind
No.
of rare
Not
for a
that I can
major
think
actor
of.
in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like even Paul Newman's been in sports movies and shit.
In Domestic Disturbance, they throw a baseball a lot with the little kid.
Yeah, I remember that, but
I don't know if he does or if Vince Vaughn mostly does, but I know they do.
yeah, I kind of don't remember either.
I know Vaughn does, but I want to say
It's a lot like
Travolta does.
Liar Liar. Throwing a baseball around at that time was code for being a good parent.
And for like New Stepfather type of
I
deal.
remember when I was a kid, I was like, I guess my dad's a good parent. He does play baseball with me.
Yeah, mine did too.
And
We
then I
played-
grew up and I was like, maybe that's not the only part of parenting.
Yeah, you're like, what about the other stuff?
Yeah. All right. Wait, what were we just on?
The basketball scene.
Oh, right. So he's playing sports and shit. And so
Better or worse than Three Ninjas?
better.
Really? No, Three Ninjas is way better. This one's so
No.
short, and he's just like, it's real quick. The other one's the
This
whole
is
thing.
great. But I love that I don't like the way Sandy treats this guy. She is seeing this dude who is like a football player or whatever. And he's like, they're making eyes at each other during the pep rally, I think,
Yeah.
or at like the diner afterwards. By the way, I love when the diner waiters are watching the national bandstand at the end. They're like, "Oh, look, there's Danny and shit."
Yeah, why did
That's
they know
cute.
Danny? That was so weird to me.
They know all the kids because they come in like every day after school.
No,
I
okay,
had
no, I guess that
people
makes
like
sense.
that growing up. I liked that detail.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyway.
that makes sense actually.
So she's dating this dude. We see her with him like 3 or 4 times. So they're dating.
But then he's just gone. She just
But
like leaves him.
yeah, because there's this one scene where fucking Sandy is talking to that dude on the bleachers and Danny is running track and he just fucking eats it on the track, just falls down for
Yeah.
no reason. He doesn't even trip over anything. Sandy, like a bat out of hell, comes running to him like, Danny, are you dead? Are you gonna be okay? Like he fucking broke his neck. Like he's Mick Foley getting thrown off the Hell in a Cell in 1998. And she just leaves that dude. And I'm thinking, all right, well, she's checking on him. It's a dick move, but all right. And then Danny gets up and he's like, Sandy, you should be with me. Why are you with that dude?
Yeah, that was a good impression.
Thank you. And Sandy is like, yeah, I think you're right. And they just walk off together. And that's the last time we ever see that football guy.
Yeah.
Did he kill himself? He's not at National Bandstand.
Yeah, I didn't see him either. I didn't think he killed himself, but it was
I want
cra-
to at least see him like making out with Cha Cha or something. Like, let me
Ooh,
know
that
this
would've been
guy's
good.
okay.
No, that would have been great actually.
Yeah.
Cuz that happens suddenly and then also Cha-Cha gets introduced suddenly and that's like a new thing. So that actually would have been great for those two to end up together.
Yeah, they probably need to set up Cha Cha early on, right?
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Like all of a sudden she's this girl that like Danny knows and like maybe they hooked up at some point and they have incredible dance
And then they dance one
chemistry.
time and then Sandy gets pissed and leaves and then that's like the conflict.
Also, I think Cha Cha's an overrated dancer. I feel like a lot of her best moves are dress dependent.
You said overrated?
Overrated.
Oh, I didn't really notice her dancing all that much to be honest.
I feel like she's constantly just flowing that dress around.
I didn't really notice it.
All right, whatever. What's next?
I sort of had a question about Frenchie.
Oh, let's hear it.
Why does
She drops out of school.
Yeah, why? Why is she dropping out of high school to go to beauty school? What's going on there?
Well, that was probably a good career choice back then. I mean, high school doesn't do anything for you. At least in
Is beauty school not a
she's-
college?
No, I think it's like a trade school. So she
Oh.
drops out of high school and goes to trade school. It doesn't go well for her. She fucks up her first dyeing class, dyes her hair pink.
Well, and in Grease too, she's back in high school, so it definitely didn't go well for her.
Well, that bothered me, yeah, because at the end of Grease, she's there, like at the doo-wop doo-wah yippity boom de boom.
Yeah, Chang Chang.
Yeah, Changity Chang Schwab. So like it's implied to me anyway that she returned to school. She has that whole conversation with like the teen angel where I mean it's not a conversation, it's a song. But the teen angel is like, go back to high school. And so to me, I take that as read that Frenchie then goes back to high school and then graduates with them. Okay. Or at
Yes.
least like after taking a couple classes in summer school, like Sunny and Duty have to do to take gym or something. And so that always bothered me that she's in Grease 2 back at school. It'd be all right if she was working in like the guidance office or something, but it's like Grease 2 takes place 2 years later and this broad is still trying to graduate high school. It's a pretty depressing story.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is upsetting.
Also, I think her hair looks good pink.
No, I agree. I thought it looked very good.
Yeah, it's even at least.
I want to flag a little homophobia at the dance.
I'd love to hear it.
They say there's a dance contest or whatever, and they have to be in pairs, and they say, all right, it has to be boy girl
I noticed
pairs.
this. Yeah, go ahead.
That's all I had. And that's
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
not cool, but it has to be boy girl pairs.
And
Come
they
on.
really emphasize it. Like, don't get crazy with us. We don't want a couple of.
Don't they, like,
homos.
don't they yes, that means you can't be with your little boyfriend, Eugene, messing with the little nerd. They're like, sorry,
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah, there's something like that for sure.
Yeah.
I love that. That he's played by Eddie Deason, who was like a stand-up comic at the time, and like I bet you that he got like probably a big boost off of this.
You think so?
He probably got stand-up bookings for the rest of his life just because he's Eugene in Grease.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know he just stand up. And he comes back for the second one. I'm sure that helped too.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Maybe met some of Michelle Pfeiffer's friends.
Could have met Michelle Pfeiffer herself.
I bet he didn't. I bet she said, "No, I'm not dealing with that kid." That was her
The
first movie,
fifth.
by the way. Did you notice that? That's crazy.
This movie?
Yeah, Grease 2. Like her first real movie.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about her. I feel like she was just like, she showed up and everyone was like, well, she's a star. Let's just put her in shit.
Yeah, and she's singing? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and she can't really sing, but it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, she's good enough.
Nobody can sing in that movie.
I don't know about that.
She has the best song in the movie.
Zamed can sing. Johnny.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll get there.
Yeah, we will. I mean, do we have more to say about this movie? I feel like there's so many songs we haven't talked about. We didn't talk about Hopelessly Devoted to You.
Did we not? That
Rizzo.
was nominated for stuff.
I mean,
It's
I
a great
guess
song.
we talked about everything, but
Did she
But-
write that then? Because she like comes out of the bathroom after Sandra D and she's like upset and she takes paper and a pen and she goes outside and then she starts singing this song. Like, did she write
you
this
think
song
she
and then start?
wrote the
I don't know.
song?
I'm just asking because that's what happens in the movie. She takes pen
That
and paper,
never
goes
occurred to
outside, and then
me.
starts singing this song,
I don't believe so.
and then drowns
but
the paper in the pool, which I thought was interesting.
Oh yeah, I like that shot. There's
And it
like
sees
a
Danny's
reflection.
reflection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's great.
Yeah, like High School Musical too.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, those magic chain. Oh, you know what's underrated part of the soundtrack to this movie?
What?
Is Sha Na Na. Sha Na Na is the band performing at the National Bandstand,
Mm-hmm.
which they're like filming at Rydell High, and they perform all these songs from the era, like Hound Dog and these Magic Changes,
Yeah.
and they do hand jive. And I feel like people don't talk about hand jive, but hand jive rules.
All right. Yeah. Stamp of approval for hand
I feel
jive.
like I was born to hand jive, baby, and I used to know how.
Yeah, you forgot. How do you forget how to hand jive?
I don't know. I used to like really know all the motions.
Yeah, I'm sure you're good at the hand jive motions.
I
you
used to
train.
be, man. Fuck you, Jesus. All right.
I forgot there was so much
you-
like sex in this
Oh.
movie, right?
Like what?
Lots of like one guy looks under the bleachers at the girl's underwear.
Yeah, I noticed that. I remembered that being a random character, just like some rando, but it's actually one of the T-Birds.
Yeah, I'll go that guy in my LVP actually
Why?
because I couldn't think of anybody else.
I did that.
What?
I'll admit it. When I was that age, I did that.
Well, I just couldn't think of anybody, and he was like, I don't even remember who that was. Is that Kelly Ward? Is that guy?
I
That
don't know.
actor? That's what I wrote down. And then at one point,
I read a book. I read a book as a kid that was written in the 70s, and a guy described hanging out under the bleachers, looking at girls, underwear and stuff. And I remember that he referred to it as beaver shooting,
jeez, sounds disgusting.
and that always stuck with me.
And then another part, they're at the drive-in theater, and Danny is like inching his way down Sandy's torso, and she like runs off.
Yeah,
Not
he does
cool of
the
Danny.
thing. He does the thing where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm pretty tired. Let me put my arm around you, and then he just like grabs
Sandy,
her
yeah.
boob.
Yeah, yeah, he
great
does
stuff.
do that, and she runs off. But he gives her a little promise ring, right?
Yeah, it's hard to come back from a girl running off after you grab her boob, but he manages it.
He does it, and it's crazy. She like wants him so bad, she changes herself, and he changes himself.
Oh yeah, I mean we should probably talk about that. That's like an absurd end to this movie, and it's a horrible message for girls. But
And guys,
yeah, but it's pretty iconic. And
what does that mean when they fly into the clouds? I always wondered that. Why?
They're dead.
They're dead. What do you mean they're dead?
Yeah. What do you know that at the end of the movie they commit suicide together?
What do you mean right then?
Yeah.
What do you mean? With what? With a gun?
Well, the Shake Shack collapsed, and they never made it out.
They're in a car. What do you mean?
Come on, I'm just messing. But yeah, they.
It's weird, right?
What do you mean? Why
They-
is it weird?
They get in the car and they fly into the clouds. How is that not
They
weird?
just
When else does
drive
that
off
happen?
into the sunset and live happily ever after. It's just extra because it's a musical.
All right, so you think just over the top because it's a musical?
Yeah, and they end up together.
Forever?
In Grease, yeah, in Grease 2, they were thinking about they wanted to do a scene where they're running a gas station together
Why didn't they?
because John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John were like, "Fuck no,"
Why are they running a gas station?
because they like maybe were like living in the middle of nowhere, like
They should go
having a
join
nice-
Broadway. They were like the
Yeah,
stars
they're-
of their high
You're
school.
right. They're both really talented.
They really are.
They
And they've
can
got the look.
both. Yeah, they can probably both do more than fill people's gas tanks.
Yeah. Tell me about it, stud. I give it 4 stars.
Me too.
Okay, good. I was turning 3 into 4. There's just some like weird stuff, but who cares?
There's no weird. Everything people complain about in this movie is a feature, not a bug.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right. I agree with you. I give it 4 stars.
All right. Who's your MVP?
Well, it's one of 2 people. And I think you have to go Olivia Newton-John.
I'm going with Stockard Channing.
Oh my god, that's not one of 2 that I thought.
I know it's not.
Why?
Because it's the best performance in the movie.
It doesn't bother you that she's 45 years old?
They're all 45 years
But
old.
she
Just because Stockard
looks
Channing looks
really
a
old.
little older than everyone else. Like, they're all really old. Olivia Newton-John was 29 when they made this movie.
Yeah, you're right. But she looks 24.
9.
No, she could pass 24. Travolta was young. Travolta was 24, I think. But
She's the youngest looking. I mean, Kanicki looks old as fuck. That dude I said who is like William Anastasia's drama teacher, he looks ancient. Like, they're all really old. The girl who played the one with pigtails that we were talking about,
yes.
I read that she was in the original Broadway cast and her hair had started to gray and she had to color it for the movie.
My LVP was the Kelly Ward because I couldn't think of anybody else. Everyone else is pretty good.
Everyone else is good. I mean, I agree. Let me take a look at this cast. I don't really have one locked and loaded for this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe you know who I like? I sort of like the principal and the
I love
whoever the
them.
other person is.
Do do do.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but I like them together, and they come back. They're good in the second
Blanche.
one.
Her name's
Blanche. Yes, her name is
Blanche.
Blanche.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the old LVP here to Patty Simcox. I don't appreciate the way she's always trying to fuck Danny, and I'm like, Patty Simcox, why don't you get with she should be with that football dude.
I thought you would like her. She's kind of like who's the Tracy Flick? Is that the election? Is that the?
Yeah, I guess, but Tracy Flick is way better.
But we
just
barely
think
get this girl. We had a whole movie about Tracy Flick.
That's what you got to do. Hook her up with football dude at the end.
Is that what happened with Tracy Flick? She ended up with football guy?
No.
Oh, I thought that's what you're saying. I was like, I don't remember that.
No, I'm just saying that's what you need to do with Patty Simcox because she shouldn't be with Danny. Danny's dangerous.
She doesn't end up with Danny. She should be on her own. She should be like
but
the
she's
president.
trying to. That's not a role for women.
Not today either.
That's a good point.
All right.
There's still not been one, right?
Not that I can recall.
That's crazy.
Is it? It happens every 4 years.
It's
not
so
that
crazy.
crazy.
No, but it happens every 4 years, and there's just never been one. We just not once. We were like, let's give a woman a chance.
When would it have happened? It wouldn't have happened before.
No, just maybe the
Trump,
tide
that's when it would've
shifted
happened.
randomly for once, once in 300 years.
Yeah. Listen, we haven't had one fittable for president. Once we get one, I guess we'll put her in office.
Fittable?
Suitable?
That's probably better.
All right.
All right. Let's get into Grease 2.
Yeah. Cool Rider.
Cool Rider. Yeah, great movie. It comes out 4 years later. I think it was probably the wrong time for it because people had already begun to accept the original as a classic and too much had changed. And what had happened was the dudes who had picked it up to produce Grease, the musical rights, they in their contracts, they had some sort of thing where they had to get a sequel going within 3 years of the original's release, or else the rights would revert back to the Broadway producers. And so they were like, fuck it, let's get one going. And so they went out to like the writers of the Broadway play and they were like, we can't do it in the allotted time. Like, we're not going to do it. They went out to Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. They were like, we don't want to be in it. They went out to the writer of the adapter of the play for the original movie. This person, Bronte Woodard,
Uh-huh.
of course, reminds me of classic Big Brother player Bronte.
Yes, yes.
And former crush of mine. And that person had died.
Wow.
Yeah, between Grease and Grease 2. I assume AIDS. Anytime I see someone die in the early 80s, I'm just like, probably AIDS, right?
Yeah, in the musical space.
In the musical space, they were only 39 years old.
That's upsetting.
Yeah. All right. So they've got nothing. They don't have a director. They don't have a writer. They don't have a cast.
Yeah, no stars.
Yeah. So they go out to Patricia Birch, who is the choreographer of both the play and the original movie. And they're like,
Remember that guy from 10 years ago who was Danny? What about him?
well, I mean, that's probably what she said. But it's their idea that she's going to direct. And she's like, I've never really directed anything. I'm just like a choreographer. And they're like, we know, we're going to go ahead and choose not to care.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, good luck. So she's our director. They hire this dude, Ken Finkelman, to write the thing. And he was off at the same time he was writing and directing Airplane 2.
Yes, I saw that.
Which sucks, by the way.
Yeah, I never saw it.
Yeah. And so the making of this movie was just like a complete mess. They were originally going to call it More Grease.
Okay.
And then they decided on Grease 2. But Maxwell Caulfield, the star, who was apparently like this real hot shit prima donna on the set, he wanted to call it Son of Grease. And the producers were like, no, it's a bad idea.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I thought, by the way, I was like, is this guy, when he came on screen and he started talking, I was like, okay, is this guy really British? And then I looked up his name and is it Maxwell Caulfield? And I was like, oh, this guy's British.
Yeah, he's sort of the original Benedict Cumberbatch, isn't he?
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. They were actually originally looking at Timothy Hutton to play this part, and they ended up with Maxwell Caulfield. And I think part of that was that he was British, because eventually they just decided, I guess this character is just, we're going to make him Sandy's cousin or something.
Yeah, and Sandy's Australian, so her cousin, of course, has to be British.
Well, it's an accent.
It's very funny.
It's good enough.
Yeah.
So that's Michael. He's going to be our cool rider going forward.
Yes.
And the movie comes out June 11th, 1982. A lot of hype. Big summer release. It has an $11.2 million budget, which is like almost twice what the first one cost.
Wow.
And tanks, man. It makes 15.2, which is like isn't horrible, but it came in at number 51 at the box
from
office.
Number
down
1
from
to 51.
number 1. Yeah,
Yikes.
exactly. Between Secret of Nim and something called Kiss Me Goodbye, which I Googled, and it's like some Sally Field piece of shit. I mean, that's it. The movie's 4 years later, but it's 2 years later in the context of the story. And most people have graduated, but all the teachers are still around, including the coach, Sid Caesar.
Well, and we got some new teachers. A sexy new teacher.
There's a sexy new teacher that the boys want to fuck.
Yeah.
And there's a new
substitute guy.
Who's like the health teacher, right?
Well, I don't know what he is, but she wants to get with him. Then there's the sexy lady.
But there was that whole song. There's a song that takes place in class.
Yes, but he's also just like a substitute. I think he just comes into whatever class.
So he comes in like first day as a substitute. He's already like singing about reproduction.
That was on the syllabus.
I guess so, man. That's what it said. Today, I was supposed to sing a song about reproduction. You could see if you could
over.
Either you do that or show a movie. And he was like, I'm gonna give it a shot. Yeah. He did. Yeah. So the Pink Ladies and the T-Birds are still a going concern.
Yes.
but none of the original people are still in the groups.
Right.
The Pink Ladies are being lorded over by Stephanie, who is played by Michelle Pfeiffer,
Yeah.
who at this point in time was the most stunningly beautiful person on the planet.
Yeah. Adorable.
Adorable. I never heard that word used for her.
Really?
Yeah. And the rest of her crew is a bunch of randos that nobody gives a shit about, but they do have little Pamela Adlon hanging around.
Who's that?
It's the little girl.
Who's she?
There's like a little girl hanging around.
I
the
know who you're
movie.
talking about.
You know who I'm talking
Yeah.
about? So that girl goes on to be Pamela Adlon, the star and creator of Emmy Award-nominated FX show Better Things.
Okay. Any relation to Gideon Adlon?
Yes, it's her mom.
Are you joking?
No, I'm not joking.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Then I like her.
Yeah.
She's okay. Wow, I can
She's
see that.
She's fucking awesome. She was a huge
Wow.
voice actor in her time. She's the voice of Bobby Hill on King of the Hill. And
Wow.
and yeah, and then she played Louis C.K.'s love interest on two different things, Lucky Louie and Louie. And then when
You think
he
she's
got
seen his penis?
she's definitely seen his penis multiple times. And he created Better Things with her. And then she was lucky, you know, when he got canceled. Like FX was just like, we'll just stop acknowledging that he co-created that show,
Holy shit!
and you can keep doing it by yourself.
Wow, it'd be like if Larry David got canceled in 1993.
And they just kept doing Seinfeld.
Yeah, Jared just like created by
Yeah, I
Jerry
guess you're right.
Seinfeld. How cool would that be?
It would be like if Bill Cosby got canceled in the 80s and they just kept the Cosby Show going with Felicia Rashad in the lead.
Well, they would have to completely change it.
Why? They could just kill off Bill like they did with Roseanne on The Connors.
I guess it's just called the Cosby Show. I guess you're right. They're all the Cosbys.
Well, they're not. They're the Huxtables. That always bothered me
really?
about the Cosby
I never
Show,
seen it.
actually. It's called the Cosby Show because the star of the show is Bill Cosby, but the family on the show is the Huxtables. So, like, in the context, if like I showed you something and you didn't know anything about Bill Cosby, and you watched the first episode, and I was like, "What do you think that show is called?" You'd be like, "The Huxtables."
Do you remember
And
why
I'd
they
be
have
like,
different
no,
names?
it's the Cosby Show. No, because he just didn't want the family to be called the Cosbys. Then you shouldn't call the
What?
show the Cosby Show.
I never knew about that. It'd be like, I mean, I guess that's like the Fresh Prince. Well, I guess that's not called Smith, but he doesn't have the same last name as all of them.
But he is the Fresh Prince.
Well, he is
All
the
right.
Cosby, the titular Cosby.
But I think he's also a Fresh Prince on the show.
What is he a prince of? I don't really understand that.
He's the Prince of Bel-Air.
I mean, who cares? All right.
He's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. There was an indie movie called The Prince of Bel-Air in the 80s, and I always wondered whether the title of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was supposed to be a takeoff on that, and it just got way more famous.
I don't think so.
Okay. What else you got? Oh, so the Pink Ladies and the T-Birds, they're still a going concern. The T-Birds, they're run by Nogarelli, Johnny Nogarelli, and that's Adrian Zemed, who is a 3'8" man who was later in T.J. Hooker. Okay?
Yes.
And also in the group is Christopher McDonald.
Yeah, they give the shortest guy the tallest sidekick they could find.
Yeah, I fucking love Christopher McDonald in this movie, by the way. He might be my MVP.
Yeah, he's good.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's good.
And so that's really the only people of interest. It's like Maxwell Caulfield and Adrian Zemed and Christopher McDonald and a bunch of extras, and then you got Pamela Adlon and Michelle Pfeiffer and a bunch of extras.
Shooter. What's his name?
Who? Oh, Shooter McGavin.
What's his real name?
Christopher McDonald.
He's kind of like John C. McGinley light to me, kind of.
Yeah, I get why you say that, but when I was growing up, I first got to know Christopher McDonald as just like a dad. He was constantly playing a dad in kid stuff. So like in Flubber, he's somebody's dad, and then in Leave It to Beaver, he's Beaver's dad. And so when I like then started seeing him in movies from the 80s where he's all cool and shit, I was like, oh, that's wild.
And did you say his name was Goose?
I didn't say that, but yes, it is.
Plays a
in this
character
film.
Goose. which made me think
Yeah.
of Moose, John Travolta's character from The Fanatic.
Very good. All hail the goose. The goose is the name of a character from The Bachelor.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? If you're going on The Bachelor and you're trying to meet a lady, why?
No, he didn't come out that way. He was on a season of The Bachelorette, and he was kind of like a joke, and everyone thought he was like a loser, and it was kind of embarrassing. And then he came back on Bachelor in Paradise with this real laid back attitude, and everyone was calling him the goose, and it was like a whole different side of the guy, and everyone loved him.
All right. Wasn't that kind of like Grocery Store Joe? People loved him on Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah, everyone loved him from day one, though, baby.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing we ever see of Grocery Store Joe is he's hanging out in his grocery store, and he's like, "Hi, my name is Joe," and America fucking fell in love.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Check the.
He's out there. He's out there with Serena, a much younger woman,
I don't know.
making it
I don't know
happen.
Serena.
He met her on B&P,
Yeah.
and they're loving it.
All right. Did you like the song and dance at the bowling alley?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't either.
This song, like your hypothesis about the previous movie, I think like this movie only has 3 good songs.
Which one?
The opening song I think is killer. Like gets you right back into the world. Gonna go back to school again. Great stuff. All right. Then obviously Cool Rider. Okay.
They all
Now,
sound like they're
premise-
being sung in a can, though. Why? They like all. None of them sound good.
Yeah, well, they hired a choreographer to be the director of the movie.
Yeah, she warned them.
Yeah, she did more than so Maxwell Caulfield, he's like a loser, but then he gets a motorcycle because he hears that Michelle Pfeiffer likes motorcycles.
Right.
And then he shows up with like a motorcycle helmet on, and she's like, wow, this guy's fucking cool. And so it's set up to this weird Clark Kent Superman dynamic where like she hangs out with him as the cool rider and she thinks he's awesome. And then she starts hanging out with him as Michael, and she kind of likes him as Michael too, but they mostly talk about how she's going to bone the cool rider.
Why doesn't he reveal ever that he's the cool rider?
It's true. Like once she starts to like him, he should just take the mask off and be like, I'm the cool rider, by the way.
Yeah, like the thing with Superman and with Spider-Man is like you don't want to let Mary Jane know that you're Spider-Man because then your secret's out, your villain will know your loved ones are in danger. You're just the cool rider. You don't have any villains. Why would you not just tell her that you're the
He's
cool
got
rider?
a few villains.
Who's his villains? Craterface?
Craterface,
Yeah,
yeah.
I guess that's a good point. I don't think they're gonna take her hostage though.
We didn't talk about how cool the Thunder Road part of Grease is.
What's that exactly?
The race.
What was it that cool? I thought that was very
Yeah,
anticlimactic.
I think it's fucking cool,
I wasn't
dude.
that into that.
I love it when they're driving up the sides of that thing, and it's good. There's a crash.
Not that into it.
I like when they open the car door and Kaneki gets hit in the head and passes out.
Yeah, that was like basically an analogy for him taking Grease Lightning, right? He's taking
It's
his
true,
spot in
man.
a race.
It's true. That the whole movie is just Travolta knocking out Kaneki and taking his part and shit.
Yeah, not cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, Grease 2.
Yeah. All right. So he's the cool rider.
Yeah. he
Oh,
is.
and then the other good song is
Let's do it
Worst.
for our country.
no. There's some jingoism. No. What are the songs in this?
It's a good question because I
Jesus.
don't really remember the reproduction one.
Oh, Rockahula Luau is good.
Oh, the ending one.
No, I mean I think it comes back, but it's in halfway through.
That's
the
like
movie.
their "We Go Together."
That's Will Be Together.
What? We go together, like all that.
Yeah, but in this movie it's Will Be Together.
But it's like their version of that. They have like a bunch of
Yeah.
noises.
I mean, yes.
I didn't like it that much.
It's all right. It's really the movie's worth it for Cool Rider.
They played a lot.
They do, and I mean they're right to.
It's like scored over different scenes. It's like playing throughout the whole movie, basically.
Yeah, that's true. They use it as a score.
Yeah. I'm not mad. I wasn't mad at it.
I mean, this is a banger.
Yeah, you said she was bad. I don't understand. This is cool.
Well,
Let's
they
listen to
wrote her.
that.
they wrote her
Sounds like the Arctic
vocals to be
Monkeys right
more
there.
like rocky and shit, I heard they were looking at Pat Benatar for the role.
Oh, you can kind of hear it. She sounds like
Yeah,
Pat Benatar.
She does.
She's good. You're wrong.
She is good. I didn't say she was bad. I just think like she's not really a singer technically.
Oh well, she's not. But listen, Olivia Newton-John's not an actor, right?
Yeah, but she's so talented. I mean, they both are. They really nailed it with the women in these movies.
Yeah,
The female leads, anyway.
and they got some of them in right. Christopher McDonald and John Travolta came out of them.
Well, they nailed Travolta. I mean, Travolta as Danny Zuko is one of the most perfect casting ever. Like, I can't even imagine someone else as Danny Zuko.
That's his role. That's like his iconic role.
We literally, like, we were talking, like, I brought up Henry Winkler playing Danny Zuko. He basically played Danny Zuko on Happy Days, and both of us, like, reacted in horror.
You like that show, Happy Days?
Yeah, great show.
When was the last time you had a happy day? No, I'm just kidding.
Holy shit, Logan.
I'm just
I
kidding,
mean,
I'm
you
just
don't want to. That's too depressing a question to answer.
It is. There's a great Blink 182 song, Happy Days.
Is there?
Listen to that one, yeah. It's kind of a
Great
more
Weezer
recent
song where they perform at the restaurant from Happy Days in the video.
one. Wow. What's the name of the restaurant?
Arnold's.
Really?
I want to
It's
say
not as
that.
famous. Not like Mendy's or Central Perk
Or the Peach Pit
or the other one.
or Cheers.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. What's the one from How I Met Your Mother? Isn't that one kind of famous, that bar?
McLaren's.
Yeah, they go there all the time.
Yep.
Anyway. Cool Rider.
Cool Runnings. It's another good movie. What? I mean, come on. What else is there to say about this?
I like the part where she gets on his motorcycle and straddles him. That was good.
That was pretty fucking hot, dude.
That was really good. I don't know. What do you got? Oh, the talent show. They have a talent show.
I liked the cartoon at the beginning.
I didn't even remember the cartoon. I remember the first one.
Yeah, well, that's way better. All right, so there's a talent show.
Yes.
Tell me about it,
Well,
stud.
well, Michael is like the pianist for the whole talent show, and then at the end of the talent show, they award a king and a queen. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I've not heard of that.
I did not know
So
that's how you
stupid.
award the winner of the talent show.
No, I don't think that's.
But
how it
Johnny and
goes.
Stephanie win, of course. You know what I do like about this movie? I kind of like that they used to date. It's kind of set up that they used to date, but she's just like not into him. I kind of like
Who?
that.
Johnny?
Johnny and Stephanie. Like she sets up like immediately like we used to be a thing, but I don't care about you anymore. That's kind of
It's true to the point that like at first Johnny's annoyed that like Caulfield's moving in on his girl, and then by the end of the movie he's just like helping him.
Yeah, he realizes like this guy's the cool rider. I'm not a cool rider.
He's like 1.5 feet taller than me and a cool rider. I'm none of that.
Yeah, this guy's beat.
All right, so one of the T-Birds tries to trick his girlfriend into fucking him by taking her to a nuclear fallout shelter and
Insane.
saying that the world is coming to an end. Now, is this a move that dudes pulled? Because it's honestly not a bad idea. And there were a lot of nuclear fallout shelters back then. They were all over the place. I remember walking around in the 80s. You would see them.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot now too, right? Everyone's planning for the end
Yeah,
of the world.
I feel like you don't see them anymore, though. You used to see like signs on the street that was like nuclear fallout shelter.
Wow. Well, you know his friends are in on it because they're like spying the whole time. So they definitely know about it. I wouldn't doubt that this is a thing that they do often.
No, I'm saying like in real life, though.
In real life.
Like during the 50s and 60s, during the height of the Cold War, though.
Yeah.
Do you think anyone tried to convince their dates? Like, was this ever a move? Maybe like during the 30s, you're with a girl. She's never heard the Orson Welles broadcast of War of the Worlds. Then you put that on your radio. She thinks the world's going to an end. You know it's not.
I have heard of
but you
things
make
like
the
this.
move.
There's like this one story. This guy kidnapped a girl and like made her think aliens were coming, and like they had to like save the world by like making a baby or something.
Dude, yeah, I saw something like that actually. That Netflix
Yeah, I think I
show,
saw it on Netflix.
It was that bad vegan.
I don't know that.
It was mad good.
I don't know, but yeah, people are nuts. I wouldn't doubt that this stuff happens semi often.
Yeah, yeah. So what do they do in the talent show?
Sing a song.
That's it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess.
it's not like this movie is just not good.
Yeah, it's funny because it's better than you think it's gonna be. Like
Really?
the movie looked.
I
Yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to come
yeah.
in being like, before I watched one, I wanted to come in saying like it was on par with one. That's
No,
what I
no, no. It's
wanted to
definitely.
do.
It's of course not on par with
Not even
one.
close.
But this was a movie that was like on TV sometimes when I was a kid, and I always thought was bad, and I never watched like the entire thing. And it has a reputation for being really bad because it tanked at the time, and it ruined Maxwell Caulfield's career, and he whines about it in interviews all the time. Um, I mean, it didn't ruin Michelle Pfeiffer's career, so I wonder what the difference between you two could be. Maybe talent.
Hmm.
So I I watched this movie maybe 2 or 3 years ago for the first time since I was a kid. And I put it on expecting it to be horrible, and it's not horrible. And I still feel
What do you
that
think's good
way.
about it?
Michelle Pfeiffer. I didn't know Christopher McDonald was going to be in it.
I don't want to sound. She like, I'm not sure if there's ever been somebody on screen who wears pants better than Michelle Pfeiffer. And I don't know how to describe it, but I think she does. I think she's the best pants wearer who's ever been on screen before.
Wow. The best pants
I
wearer.
don't know what it is.
Amazing. So there's the cast, there's a couple of the songs, the fact that like Frenchie's around,
come
and
on.
the teachers and stuff. It's like really kitschy. Like the song with the classroom is so silly and weird, and it's just like I had a good time watching it.
I did
and
for a little while, yeah.
I think that sort of blinded me to the fact that it's pretty bad, and so I gave it a 3 on Letterboxd. I noticed,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm watching it now, and I think I got a little too excited. It's not that good. It is kind of a bad movie. I do think it's underrated, but it's a 2.
It's just so light. Like, what are we leading up to? Like, we say the talent show, but we don't even remember what they do.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And we're leading up to.
I just remember at one point she like falls into this weird fantasy sequence where she's like meeting the cool rider amidst a cloud of smoke.
Yeah, that was kind of neat. I don't know. I do remember that. But it's just one of those things that I can't get over in movies sometimes, where if you would just tell her,
Wait, hang on.
yeah.
According to Wikipedia, she is named the winner of the talent show. She is the queen of the graduation luau.
Oh.
All right. Oh yeah, Johnny performed "Prowlin'," the song "Prowlin'."
Yeah,
That's
solo?
what he did. No, with his T-Birds.
Whatever. Yeah, they both like perform in their groups or whatever, right?
Yeah,
but they both
yeah.
win, right? Isn't there a king and queen of the talent show?
Yeah, and then they face off against the bad guys at the end, led by Craterface, and they're called the Cycle Lords in this movie.
Oh, I don't remember that. Does Craterface go to their school, or is he a rival school?
No, he's a rival school.
Okay, all right. One that accepts 30-year-olds.
More gang violence. And then at the end, Johnny gives Michael a T-Birds jacket, and they kiss, and that's it, bro.
Yeah, they graduate, right?
Yeah, and then there's some picture credits.
And the two hot teachers get together.
Yep.
So that's great. That ever happened in your school, where two teachers were married?
It did in my elementary school, dude.
In my middle school, we had two married teachers.
It was wild. And it was like one of them was married.
What?
And yeah.
That's crazy.
Like we had two teachers in my elementary school that were like, it had an affair.
And you knew about this in elementary school?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my God,
it was,
D-Train.
And they like left their significant others for each other. I don't remember which one was married, but it was the gym teacher, Mr. Mangini.
Come on.
Whatever. And the music teacher, Mrs. Marr.
Well, Mrs., I guess she cheated.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. She was Mrs. Marr, and then all of a sudden she was Mrs. Blyskell.
So she married somebody else?
Wait, she must have been Miss Marr. Okay, here's what happened. She was Miss Marr, then she was Mrs. Blyskull, and then after she'd been Blyskulled, she was fucking Mr. Mangini.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a tale. And then he went to high school or middle school.
Yeah, wild shit, man.
Wow. All right. Hey, Mangini.
And it was interesting. They were an interesting couple too, because she was like sort of like this Southern Belle. Like, it was like
SB, we call it.
but she had like spray painted hair, I mean like hairsprayed hair, and it was, I don't know, she just was so diminutive, and like it seemed like you needed to protect her. And then Mr. Mangini was a bald. He's fully bald. He had male pattern baldness and a big mustache. And he wore sweatsuits every day. And I just imagine them like fucking amongst the kickballs.
Yeah. The kickballs, that what you go to?
Well, there was this really big supply closet in the gym in my elementary school.
Full of
where they kept the
kickballs.
Yeah, and I just was like, this would be perfect
Oh, wow. For you or
Yeah.
for them? You thought about them all the time?
for them. Yeah.
Wow, D-Train.
I was like 10. I wasn't fucking anything.
But you're thinking about
Not
it.
even my hand yet.
Wow. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Are we wrapping up?
Well, 2 stars. I give it 2 stars. My MVP is Michelle Pfeiffer. She can wear some pants. My LVP, who is? I don't even. Nobody else is that good. Who's the worst one?
I think the main dude.
Maxwell Caulfield.
Yeah, he's a drip. This guy's a fucking drip. He's boring.